It is 4 o'clock in the morning and we're on a spring calving farm. This cow here, Emma has found with mastitis, is her back left hand quarter. She's just given her a penicillin tube because she chucked out quite a few clots. So we're going to spray her up, put red tape on her tail, mark her up and keep an eye on her. Here's the rest of the cows in the parlour being milked. It's going to take us about an hour and a half this morning to milk these cows. There's 24 cows this size, so 48 cows in total, but we only have 24 units, so it's a 24-48 swing over our parlour. Tim starts off at the front putting units on and works his way to the back, and Emma starts off at the back and works her way to the front. They do about 12 units each. Whilst that side's going on, this side here, what has just finished milking, will get teats sprayed up and they will be let out with these cows here, what have already been milked, and they're eating a little bit of silage and then they're waiting to go out in the field. We have another cow with mastitis. So this one's getting slightly better. What we're going to do is we're going to hold the milk back and feed this some calves. And we do that approximately for about up to 5 or 6 days, depending how bad they are. This is the back of the milking parlour now. These cows here haven't been milked and they're waiting to go into the parlour. Now this here, this is in front of the parlour. So I'm walking in front of the cows. That's our feed trough in front of their heads there where they get their cow cake. And this comes in really handy on this parlour because what we do is we TB test. We can do cows with milk fever bottles, check ear tags, all at the front here, so we don't have to run them down through a crush if we don't need to. It's just less stress on the animal then. They're only getting 1 kilo of cake at the moment, so they do eat it up really quick. So these are their order cake. This is the exit of the parlour, so when the cows have been milked, they walk out through here. And they walk into this yard here. All these cows here have been milked. They're getting a little bit of silage at the moment, not too much, just to keep their bellies level. And they're going to wait to go out in the fields. This is one of our racks with the silage in. Just pure silage, and it's got 1 kilo of cow cake in. Just purely to get the cows to eat silage, because they're so used to eating grass. They choose grass over silage any day. So in order for them to get eat a little bit of silage, we put a little bit of concentrate in there. As you can see, they are absolutely stuffed today, and they're not eating much silage at all. Here's the last few cows gone in the parlour. One with bad front foot there, we need to lift up and inspect. It's a morning sun coming up. Now we finish milking, we're going to get the cows across the road. The farm is completely split in half by that main road there. What I got to do though is wait for all these cows here to bunch up a bit tighter, so then they can cross the road as quickly as possible. Reasonably quiet today. Check the road again. Once it's clear, I'll open these double gates up and the cows should march across nice and fast. What we don't want is gaps in the cows, because if a car comes and they see a gap, they will carry on driving. But if they see a full train of cows, they will stop. Nice dry weather for them today too. Here comes the lorry. Because it's quite quiet this morning, I'll let that lorry through, I think. That lorry's just gone. Just check the traffic again. Here's the cows building up again. So about half of them across the road now, and the other half are waiting. There we go, the road should be clear now. Yeah, the road's clear, off we go again. Here's the last few coming through. We will go and shut them in the field straight away though, because sometimes they do walk back. Right, once they're across the road, we've got to wash out the parlour. All the units have been put down. So we're going to start off with cold water. Here's our bowls. That's the hot water. And we've got cold water next door, so really simple, straightforward. They'll all automatic wash through, or do it manual by sucking. Here's down in the parlour with the units down. Just checking every unit is washing out properly. Emma's right at the front there, starting to wash the parlour out. Relatively clean at the moment. The cows don't really mess too much in this parlour, so it stays quite clean. The dump buckets are ready to wash out. Just checking the troughs. The cows have licked them all nice and clean, and we can wash that trough out in just one hit. It's just one joint up trough, so the water run down through the whole lot. Right, so here's outside the parlour. We've got 2 cake bins here, both full up with dairy cow cake at the moment, but quite often we do put the serum pellets in one side and dairy cake in the other, and they funnel in together to go into the parlour, but only in the autumn do we do that. We've got a few more months yet before we start doing that. Here's our Polaris Ranger. This is our milk car at the moment. It's one of our main tools on this farm, is this Ranger. It gets the cows in. There's our flashing light on top for bad weather to get the cows across the road. All our fence and tackle in the back. Here's our milk trolley / 50 calf teat feeder. Using it as a trolley today to transport milk, because we've got no calves on milk out in the field at the moment. They're all in the shed. Only a few left to feed now. I'm going to shut that up so the milk don't spill out. And we'll get ready to go and feed some calves. Just a quick check of the parlour, make sure it's washing out properly. Here's Tim sweeping up the collecting yard. Not much to sweep out a day because it's been quite a dryish day. Nearly finished circulating. We circulate for about 5 to 6 minutes, and we make sure the parlour circulates a good 15-20 litres through each unit. Here's one of the milk meters. I'll show you any minute. And yeah, it's circulated about 19 litres so far. So we're going to pull the pipe now and wrap it up. Check the milk tank, because the milk tanker is coming any minute. Yeah, that's down to 4. It'll go down to 3.5. It's the beauty of the ice plate cooler. The milk goes in pretty much below 4 all the time. So the milk tanker can come whenever they want. Some milk in the tank there. Here's the calves feeding. So we got a milk pump on the front of that teat feeder, what we put on ourselves, and this long pipe feeds to a trough what we have in the middle of the calf shed. Here's 2 learners. Nice big pen for in case you have any more. All the calves are getting cake at the moment. In here is a G125, Vulture G125. We usually have a G115 on this farm, but we've had this swapped over. Got the bucket, got the grab, and we've got a bit of straw here to go over into those calves in a minute. So I'll probably put some in with the tractor. Here we go. Here's the tractor and a bucket of straw. It's going to tip a bit into those calves, keep them nice and straw down, and it inspires them to eat straw too. We like them to eat all their food off the floor, Because they're grass-fed animals, most of their life they will be eating grass to produce milk, and they're going to eat off the floor. It's important that they learn to eat off the floor up at a really young age. Right, here we go. We just kick a straw around. They're already starting to munch on it after they've had their milk. They've had about 4 litres each of milk this morning. And these ones here have had 3 because they're slightly younger. But they're all looking fit and healthy walking around. That's the main thing I check in the morning. Cows are not that much silage. Here's a look at the silage. Quite dryish, fluffy stuff. And amongst it is milk mixed up, 1 kilo a cow of cake. And we stir that up in the silage at the moment, just so the cows will try to get a bit more silage into their stomachs. There we go. Right, once we've finished all our jobs, we're going to hose off the teat feeders. Because it's hot and sunny at the moment, it's important to wash off all the milk. Feed the cats. Since these cats have been here, all the rats have disappeared off this farm. So we keep the cats topped up. And then we drive home. We drive back to the all year round calving unit. And by the time we get back there, yeah, they've finished. The yards are swept up. This is a collecting yard. All swept up. Just going to give Toby a hand to finish feeding the last few calves. And then we're going to shut the cows in. Here's me on a quad bike going down our concrete track. This is our main concrete track where the cows walk down every day to access the fields. These fields here are slightly wetter ground than the farm what we were up on earlier. Heavier clay, a lot softer. Any more rain, it will start to get wet. Here we are driving back up. We've got the tractor there and the cattle box on, ready for an ABP run. We've got some barrenness going on today. And there's the calves and huts there. Park up, check the milk tank, make sure that's all alright. Boiler's all washed out, ready for this afternoon. Check the cake bin and make sure we've got enough cake. That's all good. Now it's the afternoon. We're getting the cows in on the all year round calving unit ready for milking. We've got to get them in quite early. We've got to get going early because they are very docile animals this time of year and they do back graze a lot. So it'll take a good hour to get these animals in before milking. As you can see, they have now got plenty of grass. Now we've been getting a substantial amount of rain. The grass is greened right up, thickened up, and it's growing extremely well. Hence why it's hard to get the cows in, because they are eating a lot of grass at the moment. Cows here walking through the last field. They go from field to field on this farm because we lack cow tracks. And this is the last field. They will walk out of this field onto the track to the parlour.